Welcome to Deep Thought. Mentally review this past year. Now, this is the last day of 2024. It was, nationally, internationally, whatever. Trust me, it was a year. But you know what? Don't be concerned about what happened on the outside, what happened politically, economically, spiritually, whatever. Think about yourself. Mentally review what has happened for you. Now, remember, in 2023, I had that stroke. And I had to spend some time in the hospital and in a rehab center. In 2024, my thing was just being able just to eat and walk somewhat normally again. And I do mean somewhat normally. There's still sometimes I might waddle here and there. So I'm still working on that. And let me just real quick, please don't put something in like eat this food or eat this food. You're not a doctor. It's not that. That's purely something I got to do physical. But that's something I did have to review. Because at the beginning of this year, on 12/31/2023, shoot, I had a feeding tube in me. I couldn't eat at all. I can eat whatever now, and I needed help walking. I had walkers and everything. So, 2024 for me was just being able to move around again, get into a place of normalcy. And I've come a long way. I'll put it like that. I've come a long way. But it's something it's some individual to me. Now, it might have been something different for you. You might have had to get a new job. You might have lost a job. You might have started a business. Whatever, you might have got out of a relationship. You might have got into a relationship. You got to mentally review everything, And I mean, if we're going to really get deep onto it, your New Year starts on your birthday. On your birthday, really, but we'll just go with what society considers the new year, okay? But mentally review everything. Think about everything that you've done. Think about everything that you've done positive. That's very important. Everything that you accomplished this year, okay? I don't care how small it is. If it was something tiny, if it's something that you learned, whatever, review that. That's very important. All right? Or if it's something big, especially something big, something that you accomplished, I don't know, maybe you graduated some school, some class, whatever. Think about that. You got married, you got divorced. Whatever the case, mentally review it. Think about everything, no matter what it was, if it was good, if it was bad, whatever. And then, see, the thing is, especially the bad things, don't see them as bad things. See them as lessons. You can definitely see the good things as lessons, but see the bad things as lessons. See it as something, okay, you don't want to do it again. Something major happened, you don't want to do it again. And everything, like in 2024, looking back at 2023, I was like, well, I can't have no more strokes like that. So I had to change some things. I had to change a lot of things, and my family's noticed it. They've actually noticed it, Because one thing with me is, Rom, y'all don't realize it, Rom had a hot temper. I had some temper issues. So I had to deal with that. And I don't have no problem saying that. But that was something I had to learn. Now, if I'm reviewing 2024, it's like, oh, okay, I can come back from something. Shoot, even some doctors have said, I remember I had to see a doctor in the past few weeks, right? And the doctor would say, when you first came in here, you had a walker, you could barely move, you've come a long way. The doctor gave me some dap. I was like, yeah. But now 2025, I want to go even further. I want to go even further. But you want to do that. If you got to write it down, do whatever. Take some time off away from people, get someplace, maybe just think about it. Sit down someplace nice and quiet, put on some music, put on some incense, light some incense, whatever, and just sit down and think about it. It is very important because I'm gonna tell you what, going through life, period, is a lesson. This is a classroom. Now, everybody doesn't necessarily believe that. In my particular spiritual beliefs, which I still haven't really shared with people because I don't want to unduly influence people, I see this as a classroom. And regardless of your beliefs, you can still see it as something that you're learning. And I'll share that much. You want to learn the lesson. What lessons happened? What did you learn? No matter what happened, if you got out of a bad relationship, what did you learn from that relationship? What did you learn? You learned something. If for nothing else, not to get with that type of person, but then what was it within you that got with that person, right? Or if you got with a great person, okay, what was it within you that attracted that person? You making money on a new job or something. Okay, what did you do to get that job? What did you do? What kind of work did you do? Because I always joke about having 1,000 jobs, but one thing I learned from every one of them. I said, okay, this is what I had to do to get that job. And there were a few, and like I said, I've been fired out of 1,000 jobs, been fired at least once, but even that, I learned, okay, why did I get fired? Oh, okay. I was like, okay, I got to think about that. I got to think about who I'm dealing with and everything in future jobs. I had to mentally review it. And that's something that should be done every year. And still technically your birthday is the beginning of your new year. And this is something, regardless of when your birthday is, that's something you should really do. That's something you should really, really do. On your birthday, definitely review it. But I'm talking in general now. I'm talking in general and talking about your new year now. This new year, what society, in many cases, many societies consider the new year. Of course, there's another argument about different cultures seeing something else as the new year, like the Chinese, the Ethiopians. They'll see something different. We're talking about this year. But I want y'all to do that. Sit down and mentally review everything that's gone on and really make a pact to yourself to do something better for this upcoming year, okay? This upcoming year. So anyway, y'all have a good time thinking about all this. And I do mean a good time because one of the things you want to mentally review this past year so everything you do in the new year is even better, all right? So I'll talk to everyone. Y'all keep rising, all right? Peace and blessings.